Good morning and welcome to Yoga for Stress Relief. So today, if you have some blocks, that would be helpful. Any like a thick book could work too, or even like a firm pillow could be helpful. And then a ball, like a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, or you need to ball roll the feet a little bit. And a blanket is nice too. So like something to give your knees extra padding because we'll be doing stuff on our knees. But we're going to start seated. So sit any way that's comfortable for you. I like to sit on a block or a blanket to let the hips lift a tiny bit. It's nice to have your hips above the knees or at least in line with the knees. So having your hips up a little bit will help you sit taller. You can let your eyes close or just relax your gaze, relax the muscles around your eyes and lips. And bring your attention to your breath. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Get settled in your seat. And do that again. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Relax your eyebrows and your cheeks. And continue to watch your breath grow deeper. As you inhale, breathe lots of space in between the ribs. Breathe lots of space around the heart. Keep lengthening through the throat and through the crown. And keep that inner lift as you exhale. Let the shoulders settle onto the back of the heart. And drop into Ujjayi Pranayama. It's a gentle tone in the back of the throat. You can imagine that you're fogging a mirror, but keep your lips closed. And it's a really soft tone, so it doesn't have to be super strong or super loud. Let your inhalation be full. And your exhalation complete. Really push all the air out. And today, just play with the exhalation. So really focusing on a little gentle tone that helps squeeze all the air out. Let the in-breath come naturally. And then focus on the exhale. Really squeeze all the air out. And as you inhale, try to let your belly be super soft and relaxed. So your muscles tone for the exhale, and your belly muscles are strong to help you stay tall, but see how relaxed you can make your belly too. I even like to pull my tight pants down a little bit so my belly can get a little more relaxed. And then start to notice any movement that happens naturally just from breathing. So maybe a little movement in the pelvis, in the ribs, maybe in the shoulder blades, and just kind of tuning into what moves just from breathing. And then the next time you inhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart and take this time to set an intention for your practice, to make an offering or a prayer. And we're going to start this morning chanting one Om together. So the Om is the sound of the universe. It helps us connect with the universe. Oming also will tone the vagus nerve, which helps calm the nervous system and regulate your nervous system. And it's 3 sounds. So A-U-M, ah, and you try to hold each sound for the same length of time. So take a deep breath in. Ah. And bow your head to your heart. Release your hands, open your eyes. So we're going to start in child's pose today. So take your knees, they can be wide or close, but I want your belly to be resting on the thighs and your forehead to be landing on something. So maybe you put a pillow under your head or you just stack your fists, but let your forehead be heavy. And as you breathe, feel your ribs push into the thighs. So take a big breath in, feel the ribs pushing into the thighs, and feel how the feedback of the legs gives you more space in the back of the waist and the back body. And as you exhale, just try to let your heart soften a little more, your heart settle. And lift your head and chest. Take your right arm all the way under your chest. And then just make a pillow with your other hand, or you can keep the block under there. So you're trying to get this shoulder stretch in the back of the heart on that right side. And you can lean a little bit to the right, breathe more space into the right shoulder blade. And then unwind on your in-breath and switch sides. Left arm slides all the way through. And then I like to lean just a little bit to the left. Big breath into the back of the heart. And then inhale to unwind. Spread your fingers super wide. Come up to hands and knees. And coming into cat and cow. So spread the fingers wide. You're really strong in your arms, strong in your knuckles. Inhale your heart forward. So inhale your heart forward and tuck the toes. And then exhale, rounding and point the toes. So inhale, tuck. Exhale, point. And then walk your knees back just a couple inches. Come into big hip circles. So close your eyes here. Don't really think too much about what you're doing. Keep your handprints really solid and strong, but then see how many ways you can move the rest of your body. And there's no right or wrong here. So it could be like a zigzag or a horseshoe or a forward and back. Let your intuition lead the way. Try not to let your brain tell you what to do. And then from here, tuck your toes, reach your hips up and back, downward facing dog, big stretch through the arms and legs. And you could have any little wiggles you like to do if you like to pedal out the feet or just rock the hips side to side. And then walk your hands to your feet. Come to a forward fold. Bend your knees a lot so your ribs are on your thighs. So you want to imagine there's a piece of paper here between your ribs and your thighs, and you don't want it to drop. Or you can think like a pencil. You don't want it to drop. Make sure your knees and toes are pointing forward. And then just lower and lift the bum. So you're going to lower as far as you can go and lift as high as you can go. It doesn't have to be a lot, but keep the compression of ribs on thighs. And you'll kind of find your edge. And especially when you're lifting the hips, use your stomach muscles to squeeze the ribs into the thighs as you try to keep reaching your hips up. And you'll notice like when your ribs want to lift off. So that's where you got to slow down and pause. And just play with the joints. So your ankle joints are moving, your knee joints are moving, your hip joints are moving. Then pause, take your right hand to the floor, bend the right knee, left arm opens for a twist and lean back. You might like a block under your hand too. Giant breath in, and then the top hand, make a fist and roll your wrists. Big rolls. Go both ways. Big breath in. Exhale, switch sides. Left knee bends, left hand down, right arm open. Let your head lean back. Make a fist with that top hand and big wrist circles. Big inhale to stretch your arms apart. Exhale, close your shape. Come halfway up on your in-breath. Make the backs of your legs really strong. So the hamstrings and the calf muscles are strong. Pull your heart forward. Keep the ribs in the body. And as you exhale, let the ribs land on the thighs. The heart leads the way and the head drops last. Do that 2 more times. Inhale halfway. Ribs in the body, really strong in the back of the legs. Big open heart. Shoulders on the back plane of the body. And then let the ribs land on the thighs. Heart leads the way. Drop the head. Exhale. 1 more. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Get ready to stand. Take the arms wide. Big inhale. Reach up to the sky. And as you exhale, flip your palms like you're pushing balloons underwater. Keep lifting your heart. Do 1 more like that. Inhale, reach up. Feel the shoulder blades moving on the back. Flip the palms. Exhale, keep lifting your heart. We're going to add on. So inhale, reach up. And then forward fold. Bend the knees a little bit. Fold over the legs. Come halfway up on your in-breath. Exhale, fold over the legs. Really strong legs from behind the ribs. Push down through the legs, back to standing. Reach up. Go right into 1 more cycle of that. Exhale, fold. Take your full exhale to bow in. Your full inhale to come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Stay here. And then walk your hands forward to plank pose. Pause in your plank. You just get really strong in the legs. Push into the arms. And then take the right knee down. Left arm open. So you're kind of like side plank. Big circles with that top arm. Bend the elbow a little bit. Go the other way. So big range of motion in the shoulder. And then right into second side. Left hand down, left knee down. Big circles with the top arm. Go the other way. And then both hands down. Do 3 chaturanga push-ups with your knees down. So just really, really slow. And what I want you to focus on is arm strength. So you're working your arm strength. You don't have to go all the way down. I want you to pay attention to the shoulders and where you tend to compensate. So for me, like I'm definitely stronger in one shoulder than the other. So I got to really slow down to make the other shoulder work too. Then come all the way onto your belly. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, cobra. Go as high or as low as feels good to you. You can keep it really low or you can push a little higher. Just keep the shoulders behind you. Claw the mat and drag your heart forward. Stretch the legs long. Pull the ribs in so your low back is super strong and protected. And you're trying to bring this back bend into the upper back. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale to hands and knees. Back to the side plank. So right hand down, right knee down. And left arm open. So inhale, kind of make this rainbow shape. You're going to reach towards the floor. And then exhale, bend the elbow towards your back pocket and lift the leg as high as your hip. Inhale to reach. Exhale to hover. One more. And then hold this kind of baby half moon. Make this leg super strong. And the thigh bone, feel this femur bone, do a little tiny circle in your pelvis. Go the other way. Then bend the heel towards your butt and straighten the leg. And it's okay to like put some squishy things under that knee if you need it. Hold the heel to your butt. Kick the foot back behind you. Pretend this leg's on a table and then slide the knee towards your shoulder. Kick the foot back. Make your bottom butt really strong. Slide the knee like across the table. Hold the knee back. And if you can grab the foot, you can do that. You don't have to, but give yourself a little extra quad stretch there. And then left hand down, big circles with this left knee. Go both ways. And then step this left hand to the outside. So your hands are right under your chest. You might like blocks here under your chest. And scooch the back knee back pretty long. I need a little padding on my knee at this point. And just back and forth with the hips. So inhale, the hips forward, heart forward. Exhale, pull it back, kind of like a wide half split. Okay, come back to your lunge. Right hand down, left arm opens, twist. Optional to pick up the back leg if you like to pick up the back knee, twist. Okay, exhale, bring that hand down. Take something under this back thigh. So if you have a block, the block can go under the thigh. Or if you have a pillow or some sort of firm thingy, like you can even stack a few books. So what I want you to feel is the femur bone on the back leg is getting plugged up into the hamstring. The femur bone on the front leg is moving down into the hamstring. So that can be like, it's not on my knee, it's on my quad back there. You can play around with moving it up or moving it down. And that could be like enough, just having it on your leg. If you want more, you play with lifting the foot and you're like pointing and flexing and rolling around the ankle. And long exhales. Because especially if you have like tight knots in your quad, you are probably feeling them. And then one more like super fun sensation is you try to bend that back leg. It's intense. But it feels good too. You can even bend And then like take your heel right and left back there. So the block is pretty much massaging my quad, my thigh. Like that's where I'm feeling most of this work. And it's a lot. Okay. Ugh. Okay, so we're gonna stay in the lunge, but move that stuff out of the way. And then come upright. Just put a little squishiness on my knee. Come upright. Inhale, reach up. Bend the elbows. Pull the elbows towards each other behind you. And then push the forearms and the palms together. So try to stay stable in the legs and in your ribs. They like to move. Just moving the upper body, upper back. Then take the hands onto the shoulders. So twist towards that front leg. This front elbow taps towards the knee. And then you're drawing a giant rainbow with the front elbow. Reach it up, 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 up and around. And then point it towards your back heel. Reach all the way up. Take up a lot of space, up and over. Twist. So play with this. Kind of open and close. You can also change the arms. Like I like to open my arms too. And reach towards the back foot. But what I want you to check in with is the front knee. Keep it still. It wants to follow your face. So especially when you're opening, it likes to turn in. So do your best to keep the legs still. As you play with this twisting, you can also do hands behind the head. So feel free to play around with what your arms are doing. But really strong and stable in the hips. Next time you're in the twist, stay there. So if you like the prayer twist and hook your elbow, or you can have your hand on the floor. Giant breath in, giant breath out. And then reach the arms up. One more giant big inhale. Then exhale, put your hands down, step back, hands and knees. Take a yogi's choice here. So circle out the hips or do a downward dog. Take whatever you need, or a child's pose rest. And feel the difference in right and left. And then get ready for second side. So second side, left hand down, left knee down, open up into that side plank. Face you. And then you're arcing. So kind of make a rainbow and then bend the elbow, pull. So really feel like a lat pull. You're squeezing the shoulder blade as you lift. Inhale to reach. Let it feel good. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, hold the hover. Little teeny tiny circles, femur bone in the pelvis. Go both ways. So this bottom leg is working really hard. Bend and straighten. Try to keep this bottom shoulder behind you. And if you tend to lock out your elbow, just do a little micro bend. Make your forearm work hard. Okay, keep the bend. Then you slide your foot back. Slide it forward. Try to keep this parallel to the floor as you slide. Then hold the kicking back. If you can grab your foot, go for it. Just hold a little extra quad stretch. Giant breath in. Then let the right hand come down, big circles with that knee. Go the other way. Then step that right foot on the outside of the hands. Scoot your back knee back. And hands are right under your chest. lizard. Just back and forth with the hips. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, hips back. Just go at your own pace. Feel free to linger in spots that feel good. Okay, then get ready to twist. Left hand down, right arm open, twist. And if you picked up the back leg on that first round, do that again. Okay, giant breath in. Exhale, close your shape. Put something under your thigh. And it might take a little playing around with, because you do want it to feel like somewhat supported. And like maybe you need it higher, maybe you need it lower, maybe you need it squishier. So it's okay to adjust. Okay, so part one is your thigh is landing. Part two is you point and flex the foot back there. It's like a floating foot, and circle the ankle maybe. Keep letting this front thigh bone get heavier in towards the hamstring too, just as much as you're squishing that back thigh bone up. And then last option is bend and straight, or bend and kind of lean a little right, lean a little left. Keep the ribs in. I call it a release valve. So when something's really intense, our ribs pop out, our shoulders shrug up. So try to stay contained in all the other parts of the body that aren't working. So we're really working the hips a lot here and the leg. So your shoulders should not be involved. Whew. Okay. Slowly let that go. Back knee down, coming upright. Take your time. I tend to go like a little bit closer for more stability for this one. So inhale, reach up. This time we'll cactus. Just do a couple rounds. Inhale, reach. Keep the ribs in. Keep the ribs in as you puff up the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you and down. One more. And then twist towards the straight leg. So whatever you like with your hands, I feel like hands on the shoulders is kind of good for the first round to kind of get you in the motion, and then you can play with the arms. So elbow to knee, draw a giant rainbow, scoop it up, 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 and around. Take up a lot of space. Stable and strong in the hips. Keep going. And you're playing with rotation in the upper body, upper back, stability in the legs. Pay attention to when your legs want to change. So you got to slow down. The next time you're in a twist, stay there. Either hook your elbow, hand to the floor, whatever you decide. Giant breath into the right lungs equally. Try to get both shoulders behind you. Slide your throat back. And then slowly unwind yourself. Step your back foot forward, forward fold. Stay here. Chair pose, sit your bum back. Reach your arms forward or up by your ears. Squeeze the muscles on the back side of the body. So really make your hamstrings strong, your calf muscles strong. Check out your knees, make sure they're over your ankles. Make your footprints strong. And then stand tall, big inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just pause and check in. Feel your feet connecting to the earth. Maybe notice your heartbeat. Maybe notice your breath. And then get your ball. Rub out the feet a little bit. One of my favorite things to work is the feet. Okay. So start on the left. And just start kind of quick. So you're just warming it up a little bit, like warming up the fascia in the foot, all the muscles and the muscle fibers. There's so many bones and muscles in the feet. Then start at your big toe and go down to the heel. Go to your second toe and go down to the heel. You're in charge of the pressure. Third toe, go down to the heel. Feel free to slow down, like through the arch. Keep going all the way to the pinky toe. Take your time. If there's like clunky spots, those are good spots to kind of slow down and work through. Then just pin, so you find a spot and you just lean a little more. Pin the ball, then move it, pin, breathe. And if it's a really juicy spot, stay there for an extra breath. So make sure you get like inner arch in here and outer arch. So really just trying to find all these little tiny spots. Okay, then a little ankle strength. So the heel stays down and Jerry, stop. And you just lean your foot right, lean your foot left. And I'm leading with my ankle, and then the ball like kind of rolls along the ball of the foot. And take my sock off. The next one you want to try to grab with your toes, wrap, squeeze, and then spread your toes apart. Wrap and squeeze, spread your toes apart. And then just finish with another kind of quick rub. Whoop. And then before we go to second side, I like to do a forward fold because you can really feel up the whole back line of the leg. So forward fold and just feel the difference in right and left. Maybe you feel it in the calf. Maybe you feel it all the way up into the hamstring and the butt. It is all connected. And then get ready for second side. So start with like a rub warm up. Quick, all over. And if you don't work your feet a lot, they could be really tender. So just go slow. Okay, then I call it bowling lanes. So big toe to heel. Second toe. Keep going. Just go at your own pace. No rush. Slow down on those clunky parts. Like for me, it's the middle of the foot. Then eventually you do the pinning and hold. So like some people really like to push on the heel. My spot, like I really love the arch. I have pretty high arches. Relax your shoulders. Check in with the rest of the body. So when it's intense, like I said earlier, we tend to bring it up into our shoulders. So long exhale, relax the shoulders, relax muscles that don't need to be working, like your cheeks and your eyebrows and your jaw. Then ankle strength. So heel stays on the ground, ball under the ball of the foot. Lead with the ankle, roll in, roll out. And this is my weaker ankle. It's so noticeable. Then pull the foot back a tad, spread your toes apart, wrap and squeeze. Spread your toes apart, wrap and squeeze. Okay, and then one final rub it out, D. This is something probably you could be doing every single day. Okay, a little more footwork here. So just feel your feet connecting to the floor. And then try to leave the big toe down and pick the rest of the toes up. So big toe down and then all four of the rest of the toes are up. And I can like do it on one foot way better than the other. And then you try to do the opposite. All the toes down and the big toe stays up. And I can like barely do it with this side. I have to help. You can help too. It's just foot exercises. So toe down, big toe down, little toes up, all of them. Little toes down, big toes up, and try to go back and forth. And it's like so hard for me on my left foot. So it's okay if this is hard, but it's still good work. Because your feet are going to talk to the whole rest of the body. If your feet are not working properly, then your knees are going to hurt and your hips and your shoulders. It goes all the way up. So footwork is so good. Okay, one last thing here. Start at the big toe. We're going to draw an X and really just get super anchored in the feet. So big toe mound is down. Stretch from your big toe all the way to the outer heel as long as you can. Then from the outer heel to the pinky toe, spread it wide, anchor it down. From the pinky toe to the inner heel, just energetically imagine super long line. Then spread the toes, push them down, and then feel the difference in right and left footprint. So then other side, big toe mound, stretch to the diagonal. We're drawing an X, outer heel up to pinky toe, anchor it down, pinky toe to inner heel, then spread the toes and push them down. And your arches should be feeling really strong. And reach the arms up, inhale. Fold on your exhale, bend the knees a lot. Come halfway up on your in-breath. Exhale, fold in, and make your way onto your belly. Come all the way onto your belly. And check the clock. Okay. And make a pillow with your hands onto your belly. And just let your forehead land. Take a really big breath in. Feel your belly push into the ground as you breathe. And a long exhale, you can sigh. Okay, let your hips wiggle a little bit. Stretch the legs long, like wiggle one leg long than the other. Take your arms out in front about like a Y, shoulder width or wider. Pick up your right arm and your left leg Hug it in. Your head and chest can lift a little bit too, or your head can just stay on the ground. And then switch. So right leg, left arm. You're just trying to do opposite. And keep going. Go at your own pace. Hold and squeeze. And really think about squeezing the muscles along the spine. Do your best to keep the knee and toe pointing down back there. Squeeze your back and your butt. And make your front body strong, your core. Okay, rest. Okay, one more here. Come up to Sphinx pose. So you're on your forearms. Spread your fingers like it's a footprint, elbow to hands. Pull your heart forward. But then push your knees down and pull your ribs off the mat. So when you pull your ribs in, it makes your upper back round. So try to keep the ribs in and drag your heart forward. It's like so much core strength to do both. Ribs in, ribs way back, and pull your heart forward. And then rest. Come up to hands and knees. Do one little dolphin pose here. So if you have a block, you can take your block, hands push against the block. If not, then do like a prayer hand and your hands push against each other. So either way, and if you have sleeves, roll them up a little bit. Either way, you want to hug in to the block or push your hands and feel how that makes your arms strong just by the pushing. Push your wrists down, push your forearms down, and look kind of at your thumbs. Tuck your toes and reach your hips up. So you want to bend the knees, but also reach your hips up and maybe walk your feet in. Once you're here, push super strong into the wrists and the elbows. You can let your head dangle. And you can play around with like coming more on the tippy toes. The work is really strong back and shoulders. Your legs do not need to be straight. And you could stay there for a couple breaths or come right into child's pose whenever you've had enough. And then come onto your back. Any way you get there. Bring both knees into your belly and over to the right for a twist. But really, you could take any twist you like if there's different kind of twists you like to do. Take a giant breath into the left side of the body. So breathe into the left hip, the left belly. Take a big breath into the left side of the lungs. Take a big breath into the left side of the heart. Breathe into the left side of the shoulder and the arm. Breathe into the left side of the face and the brain. Come back to center, inhale and switch sides. Breathe into the right side of the hip and low back. Breathe into the right side of the lungs and the ribs. Breathe into the right side of the heart. Breathe into the right shoulder, right arm. Breathe into the right side of the face and the right side of the brain. And come back to center on your in breath. And we're going to do Supta Baddha Konasana. So that's butterfly with the legs. So feet together, knees apart. If you have blocks or pillows to put under the legs, do that. I feel like some people can handle having it just without anything supported, but it can be a lot for your hips. So a little support under the hips, whether it's blocks or pillows or even 2 blankets, is good. This is our last pose. So make sure you're cozy and warm. You can bring your hands onto your body or out to your side. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And let go again. Relax your fingers and your toes. Let your bones be heavy and your skin soft. Relax the muscles around your eyes and lips. Soften your jaw and your tongue. Letting go into stillness. Resting. And you can leave your legs like this or stretch them straight at any time. Breathe into your belly, your lungs, and your heart. As you exhale, gently wiggle fingers and toes. Reach your arms overhead. Take a lazy stretch. Bend your knees, rest on your side. Make your way to seated as you're ready, sitting tall. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And take a moment to honor your efforts for showing up today. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. May you be happy and peaceful, healthy and strong, safe and protected, and may all beings benefit from your practice. Thank you for coming. Namaste.